In the last year or two, we have heard a lot about the Antiquities Act and how it authorizes the President of the United States to reserve tracts of federal land under special protection called national monuments. Speaking of national monuments, I think you'll find these facts rather interesting. First of all, there are 117 of them, the smallest being 1/3 of an acre and the largest being more than 3/4 the size of Alaska. It is called Papahenaumokuakea. It stretches from Hawaii to Midway Island in the Pacific. However, the vast majority of monuments are under 5,000 acres. In fact, it wasn't until December 1st, 1978, that any monument was larger than 1 million acres with the creation of the Admiralty Island National Monument. That was the same day that President Carter set the record for creating the most monuments in one day. 11 of them. He must have been exhausted. President Obama holds the record for creating the most monuments, 34 to be exact. Here is another interesting fact. Since the year 2000, 768 million acres of new monuments have been created. That is twice the size of Alaska. Before the year 2000, all monuments combined came up to about half the size of Delaware. There seems to be a lot of commotion about whether the Antiquities Act allows a president to change or modify a monument, or whether it gives him the authority to declare whatever size monument he feels like declaring. So let's dive into the intricate inner workings of the Antiquities Act of 1906 to see where all of this controversy comes from. What I found surprised me. The entire Antiquities Act consists of 5 paragraphs, 6 sentences, and is only 419 words long. In fact, only one sentence deals with the creation of a monument. It says, "The President of the United States is authorized, in his discretion, to declare by public proclamation historic landmarks, historic and prehistoric structures, and other objects of historic or scientific interest that are situated upon the lands owned or controlled by the government of the United States to be national monuments, and may reserve as part thereof parcels of land, the limits in which all cases shall be confined to the smallest area compatible with the proper care and management of the objects to be protected." The bigger part of the Antiquities Act says that people who excavate, injure, or destroy any historic or prehistoric ruin, or any object of antiquity on public land without permission of the U.S. government, shall be fined and imprisoned. It further states in paragraph 3 that a permit is required to excavate and gather artifacts from archaeological sites and gather objects. Those objects will only be given to reputable museums, universities, colleges, or any other recognized scientific or educational institution, and that all the objects must then be kept in public museums. That pretty much sums up the whole Antiquities Act of 1906 and leaves us in a good place to pick up the conversation about how we protect these objects and artifacts between the site and the museum. But we will dig into that when we come back. For the County Seat, I'm Maggie Kay.